Hello everyone and welcome back. This is our last video on intellectual property law. And now we are going to be talking about trade secrets and how they relate to the other things we've talked about. Things like patent, copyright, or, or trademark. Trade secrets are kind of the fourth intellectual property, and they're not discussed as much as others, largely because they're very secretive. They're not the kinds of things that companies want to discuss. That's just the way it is. But before we go on, I have one last chance to tell you all about myself. My name's Jeff Keiser. I'm a lawyer. I'm a legal English teacher. I'm a traveler. I love cultures and I love language, and I will talk to you for hours about it if we're ever in the same room. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for spending these hours with me and letting me talk about intellectual property law. It's an area of law that I find fascinating and that I don't get to work in enough. It's a really good, fun part of the law, and it's the kind of thing that we all need to think about, especially with the technology of today making it so easy to steal copywritten material. It's one of those factors in life, and not just in your profession, but in your life. So thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I've really enjoyed it, and I hope that we get the chance to do it again. So trade secrets. There's no way to register a trade secret like there is with a trademark or a patent or a copyright. These are secrets that have been developed by a company. To qualify as a trade secret, the information must be commercially valuable, be a secret only known by a few people, and be subject to steps taken to protect it. This might mean confidentiality agreements or non-disclosure agreements, but generally we want to keep the number of people that know about this as low as possible. Otherwise, it's not a very good secret, is it? Now, if somebody, let's say, hacks in to a company and steals their trade secrets, that is a violation of their intellectual property rights. Sure, it's not a patent, no, it's not a copyright or a trademark, but it's still a work of authorship that deserves our protection. Infringement often is based in unfair trade practices or other more commercial law, because there isn't a lot of law about trade secrets. The legal protection of trade secrets is based in unfair competition. It's based on having somebody steal your secrets from you. And I think we all agree that every business has their secrets, their way of doing things. And just because it's a secret doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, at least to me. So these are heavily fact-dependent situations. Whether there was a violation or an infringement depends on each case in each very specific situation. More often than not, when a trade secret is exposed, it ends up being a breach of contract situation, because there are NDAs or non-disclosure agreements or confidentiality agreements. That's usually how the legal system works its way into a trade secret situation. Now, this is the trick, is that a third party can absolutely use the information within a trade secret so long as they didn't steal it. So, hypothetically speaking, I've mentioned this earlier, that Coca-Cola is a trade secret, and it's locked away in the vaults of Coca-Cola. If someone can figure it out without hacking into their computers or having some Mission Impossible style thievery, there's nothing wrong with it. If I could figure out the secret formula to Coca-Cola, I could make my own cola drink and say it tastes as good as Coca-Cola. And people would probably not agree because of psychology, but I could have the exact same product on the market. There's no violation there. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as I were to arrive at that secret on an independent basis. There is no registration. There is no formalities. You can lock away a trade secret about what you say on the telephone. There's no term. It lasts forever. And until somehow that secret gets out, if it escapes somehow, it can be hidden forever. So, but to become a trade secret, you have to comply with a few requirements. Most countries consider trade secrets part of different areas of law. It's not intellectual property law as much as it is criminal law, administrative law, commercial or civil law. It's based in unfair competition rules, generally speaking. And in general, depending on your jurisdiction, the owner of the trade secret can collect damages from the person who violated it. Like I said, this is very complex and it goes into very different areas of law, but it's possible that even criminal penalties may apply. The real difference between trade secrets and patents is that patents require disclosure. To have a registered patent, you must disclose your invention to the world. And patents are also limited in time as well. They only last 20 years, generally speaking. Again, based on US law, it might be different where you are. But trade secrets can remain secret forever. Coca-Cola, like I said, it's hard to imagine that something so valuable has not been registered or licensed or agreed to or protected in some way. Their biggest protection is, I assume, a big safe in their headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. But what if somebody broke in? I can't imagine the value of that formula. Lord knows Pepsi would sure want it, and others as well. And it's always just been a trade secret. So it's a smaller area of intellectual property law, but it's still very much something to consider just because of the secretive nature of it. And well, that brings us to the end of our video series. The general rules here are absolutely the most basic concepts when it comes to intellectual property law. Patents protect the functionality and design of an invention. Trademarks protect the brand. Copyrights protect the artwork. And trade secrets protect the information. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you've enjoyed these videos very much. I've really enjoyed making them. And I've really enjoyed being able to go through all of this with you. I'd like to just take this one last opportunity to say thank you. It means a lot that you've chosen our company to learn legal English with, and I look forward to giving you more content like this in the future. Have a fantastic day, week, month, and year, and until I see you again, have a great day. Bye-bye.